Hello everybody, welcome back to the Shark Shack YouTube variety channel. Today we're going to be discussing Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and also obvious spoilers. Now I know I might be late compared to other people about this review, but I've been really busy recently, so I haven't been able to get around to it, but today we're going to finally talk about it. Also, I'm going to be making comparisons to other MCU stuff because after all it is the MCU. Anyway, I've been a personal superhero fan since I was a little kid. I've seen all the MCU movies. Personally, I'm more of a DC fan, but I can't lie, the MCU has been a juggernaut. But I think that's starting to go down. Case in point, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Also, it's been a minute since I've seen the movie, so please bear with me. So I'm going to start out with what I like. Scott, as always, I think he's a great character. Paul Rudd is really charming. He does a lot, and he's obviously funny, and I think he does a really good job. I also like Kang. I think he's a really cool villain. His motivations are very interesting. I feel like Marvel is trying to do this thing where they make their villains more of a gray area kind of person rather than a straight evil. And Kang is a very good example of that, also like Thanos and other stuff. But I feel like they should really not make all of their villains like this. Sometimes it doesn't even work. Like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they tried to make that villain a gray area, and it was kind of not really great. Either way, it doesn't take away from the fact that Kang is really cool. He's really powerful. You could tell he's going to be a very big threat in the MCU to come. And honestly, that's really all I like about the movie. So up next is the bad, and I don't even know what to say. First of all, Marvel has a really big issue with writing female characters. I feel like a lot of them have either really compelling stories and really on par with the rest, and others are like in this movie where it's just kind of all over the place. Now, Hope Van Dyne is obviously in the title The Wasp, but I don't feel like she's a main character. I don't really remember anything she does in these movies. She's just kind of like a placeholder. They don't really know what to do with her, I feel like. And all I really know about her is she missed her mom in the second movie, and other than that, she doesn't really have a lot to do. Yeah, and that's all I have to really say about her because she doesn't really do much. Cassie, on the other hand, is a very big player in these movies. Obviously, she's a little girl in the first two, and after Endgame, the time skip, now she's an adult. And we don't really know much about her due to that time skip, so this movie has to kind of throw things at you, like, oh, she doesn't like when people are being oppressed, or she's got to stand up for people, and that's all we really know about her. It feels like her entire arc is rushed because they didn't know what to do with her because of the time skip. She's been trained off camera, and we're just told she's a good person, and she does a few good things in the movie, I guess, but other than that, it's just we're told how to feel about her, and we're told that we should care about her when we haven't really seen a lot of her. Now, Janet Van Dyne is the most frustrating character in this movie, and I don't know what they were thinking. She comes out of the quantum realm in the last movie, doesn't talk about Kang at all. She's a freedom fighter for decades, and she's just like, oh, I wanted to forget about it. That doesn't make any sense. If Kang's such a bad guy, and he's such a super, dangerous villain, why wouldn't you tell anybody? Why wouldn't you warn anybody? It doesn't make sense. And then they go into the quantum realm, and she just is all cagey and doesn't tell anybody anything for no reason. There's no reason to act all cagey, even for us, the audience. We already know Kang's in the movie. We already know he's the villain. When you go into a Marvel movie, you know who the main villain is. So this decision makes no sense, and it just leads us to feel frustrated with her. I guess they also forgot about Hank, because he also doesn't really have a lot to do in this movie, so he's just resorted to that carbon copy Marvel cutout of just being a goofball with nothing to do. Same with the other minor characters, like the people who actually live in the quantum realm. I don't even remember any of them besides the dude who's all spongy. But a lot of these characters are just in the movie to appear, and they don't really have a lot to do. I don't even know what to say about MODOK, man. You guys have seen the movie, at least if you're watching this. I hope you've seen the movie or you've heard about MODOK. It's not Zola or something else. It's the guy from the first movie, I guess, and he's just a bad guy, and he's bad and evil until Cassie says, hey, stop being mean. And then he's like, you know what? You're right. I'm mean, and turns into a good guy. I don't know why he's in the movie. I feel like he was just there to drum up, oh, MODOK's in here. I got to go watch it because he has nothing to do, too. He's just here. And I think that's a major gripe with me. A lot of these characters are just here. If you're not Scott, if you're not Kang, if you're not Cassie, you're just in the movie, just to be in the movie, I guess. Now, my biggest gripe, my last major gripe, is the ending. They drum up the suspense that the teleporter they're going through isn't gonna like reopen. That's kind of like the suspense they're building. So we have this fight with Scott and Kang over trying to get out, and the teleporter's gonna close. We're on our edge of our seats, and Scott and Kang are in this fist fight. It's really there's a lot of tension, and you're like, it would be really satisfying if Scott came out on top over the fist fight. But they're like, oh, wait, this is Ant-Man and the Wasp. We forgot we got to get the Wasp in here. So they have her just go through the portal and start zapping people, and they win. And then the teleporter closes, and they're like, oh, no. But then we're like, oh, yeah, Cassie can just reopen it. There was never any tension in the first place. It's just completely wasted. Anyway, I need to stop. I'm getting too angry. 3 out of 10 ruined potential. I'm not going to watch it ever again. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy, like, and subscribe.